Hi students, welcome to the online version of EMTL classes. Quickly we will enter into the class. So first we will see what we have seen in the previous class in the form of quiz questions. The first question we have given is Maxwell's divergence equation for electric fields is. Second one, Maxwell's divergence equation for magnetic fields is. Third one, Maxwell's curl equation for electric fields is. And fourth one, Maxwell's curl equation for magnetic fields is. And one more, fifth one, that is displacement current can be obtained from displacement current density by dash throughout the surface. Now we will see the answers. First one, Maxwell's divergence equation for electric fields is. So Maxwell's divergence equation related to electric field. There should be only one equation. So it is a divergence. So there should be del dot. So what is the electric field related? So del dot d bar equals to rho v. That is the answer. Answer is del dot d bar equals to rho v. You have given the correct option? Yes, I think you have given right. Second one, Maxwell's divergence equation for magnetic fields is. Here the magnetic field considered by the Maxwell is del dot B bar should be equals to 0. So answer is del dot B bar equals to 0. Next third one, Maxwell's curl equation for electric fields is. So here curl equation. So we have to get a del cross. So what is the electric field considered? E bar. So del cross E bar is what? Minus dou V bar by dou t, not 0. 0 in the case of static fields. In the case of time varying fields, it is minus dou V bar by dou t. So answer is del cross E bar equals to minus dou V bar by dou t. Fourth one, Maxwell's curl equation for magnetic fields is. Curl equation for magnetic field. So curl equation means we have to get del cross. So magnetic field considered is del cross H bar. So del cross H bar is sum of two terms, J bar plus dou d bar by dou t. So answer is J bar plus dou d bar by dou t. Next, last one. Displacement current can be obtained from displacement current density by dash throughout the surface. Here the region is given and source is displacement current density. Now the question is how to get displacement current from displacement current density. So what we have to do? We have to integrate throughout that surface. ID bar is integral over S JD bar dot DS bar. That is the original formula. So here, so according to that formula, what is the term we have to include in this dash? So it is integrating or by doing the integration, right? We have given the correct options, I think. Right. Now, coming to today's class. In our previous classes, we have covered introduction and then the basic differences between static fields, time varying fields, and then we have started the Faraday's law, and then we have seen types of EMFs, and then we have seen displacement current, and just in the previous class we have seen the very important hot topic, that is Maxwell's equations also. Now we will see the last part, that is boundary conditions. Before going to see that boundary conditions, students, here we are going to compare the potentials in time varying fields also. So already we have seen the potentials in static fields, electrostatic fields, magnetostatic fields. Now we will see how will be the potentials required and how to calculate them using the field components obtained in time varying fields also, right? So after finishing these time varying potentials, immediately we will move what are the boundary conditions and how to obtain those, right? So now can you tell me what are the fields we are having? First one is electrostatic fields, second one is magnetostatic fields, and third one is time varying fields, right? So coming to electrostatic fields, so how many potentials can exist in electrostatic fields? So for that you have to get the knowledge of the basic source for obtaining these fields. So what is the main source for electrostatic fields? The charges at rest. If the charges are at rest, so what is the field will get? Electrostatic field. So for that electrostatic field, how many potentials can exist? Only one potential, and that type of potential is a scalar. So for electrostatic fields, one potential will only exist, and that potential is a scalar potential V only. Right now, how the scalar potential V is related with the obtained electric field? Already have seen. So that is E bar equals to minus del V, right? So similarly, coming to magnetostatic fields, so what is the source for magnetostatic fields? For magnetostatic fields, the charges moving with constant velocity. The charges moving with constant velocity, we can also consider it as a uniform current. So we can consider charges moving with a constant velocity or a uniform current as the source for magnetic fields. So for that type of magnetic fields, so how many potentials can exist? How many? Yes, two. What are those two? Two potentials. What are those two? Both are scalar? No. Both are vectors? No. So one is a scalar, another one is vector. Scalar potential is Vm and vector potential is A bar. Already we have covered in magnetic potential that. So one scalar and one vector potential. So scalar potential here represented as Vm and vector potential was represented as A bar. So Vm, to differentiate the scalar potential from electrostatic potential, we have represented here this as Vm. Now, how these two are related? Here Vm is related with H bar as similar to E bar equals to minus del V in the case of electrostatics. So here the scalar potential in magnetostatic fields can be related with the magnetic field as H bar equals to minus del Vm, like this. And the important one, so how the vector potential A bar will have the relation with the magnetic field, that also we have seen. So what is that relation? Yes, it is B bar equals to del cross A bar. B bar is the magnetic flux density, A bar is the vector potential. So how it is related? B bar equals to del cross A bar. Fine. So it is already we know. Now coming to time varying fields, we want this now, right? So can you guess or can you tell me, for electrostatic fields where the charges are at rest, there is only one potential, that is a scalar potential. Coming to magnetostatic fields where the charges are moving with constant velocity, there two potentials existed. One is the scalar potential Vm, another one is the vector potential A bar. Now, what is the source for time varying fields? For time varying fields, the source is those charges moving with a random velocity. So how many potentials can exist? One or two? Yes, it is two. Two potentials, no doubt. Yes. If there are two potentials in time varying fields also, what are those two potentials? Yes, there should be one scalar potential and there should be one vector potential, similar to magnetostatic fields. So that means one scalar and vector potential. Here I am using the same representation, scalar potential as V and vector potential as A bar. And now how to relate this with the time varying fields? Remember students, in time varying fields, electric and magnetic fields both are dependent on each other. Both are dependent on each other. So that means if you are having a magnetic field, so that magnetic field should depend on electric field. And similarly, if you are having an electric field, so that electric field should depend on its corresponding magnetic field. So both are dependent on each other. So now B bar equals to del cross C bar. You are having one equation for the scalar potential. So in magnetostatic, the charges are moving. In time varying fields also, charges are moving. So if the charges are moving, the corresponding potential we will get is A bar only. So first we will see about the A bar in time varying fields. So in magnetostatic fields, B bar equals to del cross A bar. So the same equation we can consider here as it is, because it is also a vector. Here also charges are moving. Right, now I have considered the same relation B bar equals to del cross A bar, but this B bar is a time varying B bar and this A bar is a time varying potential. Okay, vector potential. Now, how to relate the scalar potential V with the time varying electric field, so that we will see. So in time varying case also, fields are dependent on each other. Based on that, we have used for the scalar potential A bar the same relation as that exists already in the magnetostatic field B bar as del cross A bar, but here B bar and A bar should be valid for time varying fields, but the equation will be considered as it is. So by using the relation that in time varying case fields are dependent on each other, and by using that assumption, this equation B bar equals to del cross A bar can be considered as it is for time varying field also, or it is valid for time varying fields also. Now the question is, what about V in the case of time varying fields? How to relate this V? So that we will see. Yes. For the time varying fields, no problem for A bar. It was considered as it is similar to magnetostatic fields, that is B bar equals to del cross A bar. Now what is our problem is how to relate the time varying scalar potential V with the time varying electric field. So for that we are starting with the Maxwell's third equation for time varying fields. So what is the Maxwell's third equation for time varying fields? From Faraday's law, already we know that the Maxwell's third equation was obtained by applying the divergence theorem in Faraday's law. So that is del cross E bar equals to minus dou B bar by dou T. Right now. So in magnetostatic fields, what is B bar? Just now we considered B bar equals to del cross A bar. Now substitute that B bar in the case of this third Maxwell's equation, that is del cross E bar equals to minus dou B bar by dou T. What will happen? So del cross E bar equals to minus dou by dou T of, in the place of B bar you can substitute del cross A bar. Right, fine. Now observe this equation, minus dou by dou T of del cross A bar. So here dou should be applied to del or A bar. So already del operator is having its own differential operator, so no need to apply again dou. So this dou by dou T should be operated on A bar. So I am rewriting this equation as del cross E bar equals to del cross, I have separated del cross minus dou by dou T was applied to A bar. Okay, right. Now from this equation I am taking this right hand side term also left hand side before the equals symbol. Then what happens? Del cross E bar plus del cross dou A bar by dou T. Why we are getting plus here? So actually right hand side plus term, and in the numerator we are having minus. So minus into minus becomes plus. So that should be equals to what? 0. Right, fine. Now here if you observe this equation, del cross in the first term and del cross in the second term, make del cross common. So what happens? Del cross into E bar plus. So what is remaining in the second equation by making or by taking del common plus dou A bar by dou T should be equals to 0. Right. Students, here observe this equation, del cross E bar plus dou A bar by dou T equals to 0. Here del cross, so that is curl of. So let us assume E bar plus dou A bar by dou T as something. Del cross of something is 0. So what should be that something? So del cross, so that is curl of dash is 0. We are having an identity, that is a scalar identity. What is that identity? Curl of gradient of a scalar is 0. So that means the term with inside the bracket should be equals to gradient of a scalar. So we know that curl of gradient of a scalar field is 0, because already right hand side we are having 0. So that should be, so that means the terms E bar plus dou A bar by dou T within brackets should be equals to gradient of some scalar field. So in place of this scalar field we are going to consider the scalar potential V, and don't forget that while you are dealing with V you have to consider the associated negative sign also into account. Why? While defining the potential itself, we said that the potential is nothing but the work done to move a point charge. So that work done has to be done by an external agent. So that force should be acting in opposite to the original force. So we have to consider a negative. So that means within the brackets I have to consider gradient of scalar potential V along with a negative sign. So by considering this into account, I can write the above equation as E bar plus dou A bar by dou T. So that is, I am writing only the term within the brackets. E bar plus dou A bar by dou T should be equals to minus del V. Why I have considered minus del V? Minus, according to the definition of potential itself, and according to the scalar identity, it should be equals to minus del V. Then only the final equation, that is del cross E bar plus dou A bar by dou T, will be equals to 0. Then from this, can you tell me what is E bar equals to? Here E bar is the time varying electric field. E bar equals to, you are having right hand side minus del V and left hand side plus dou A bar by dou T. So take this left hand side term into right hand side, then we will get E bar equals to minus del V minus dou A bar by dou T. So this is the relation between the time varying electric field and the two time varying potentials V and A bar. This equation gives the relation between the time varying electric field and time varying potential. We have started with the B bar equals to del cross A bar, which is valid for time varying fields also. From this, just we have used the Maxwell's third equation. In that Maxwell's third equation, we have substituted this B bar equals to del cross A bar, and then we have used the scalar identity, that is curl of gradient of a scalar field is 0. So accordingly, we got E bar as minus del V minus dou A bar by dou T. Okay. So what is the relation between time varying potentials and time varying fields means? So this equation you have to give as the answer. E bar equals to minus del V minus dou A bar by dou T. Here students, if you observe carefully, in electrostatic fields the relation between E bar and V is E bar equals to minus del V, because there is no vector potential A bar there. But here vector potential A bar was also there. So that's why this second term also comes into picture. And it is very easy to remember. In electrostatics, E bar equals to minus del V. In time varying fields, E bar equals to minus del V minus dou A bar by dou T. And with magnetic field, it is having the relation B bar equals to del cross A bar in both magnetostatic fields as well as in time varying fields. B bar equals to del cross A bar is valid for both magnetostatic fields as well as time varying fields. But coming to E bar as minus del V minus dou A bar by dou T. Is it clear? Right.